North Carolina's watershed protection laws have been in effect since 1992. These laws protect North Carolina's watersheds, which are natural areas of drainage that drain into at least one tributary that feed North Carolina's water supply. These areas have been designated by the Environmental Management Commission. They've been designated from classifications Watershed 1 through Watershed 5, with Watershed 1 being essentially undeveloped, pristine lands, and Watershed 5 being entirely developed lands. There are 3 watersheds within the town of Mooresville, the first of which is the Lake Norman Watershed 4. This includes both the critical and protected areas within the town's jurisdiction. The next is the Back Creek Watershed 2. Within the town's jurisdiction, this only includes the watershed's balance of the watershed area. Lastly is the Coddle Creek Watershed 2, and again, this only includes the balance of the watershed within the town's jurisdiction. To protect the water supply within these watersheds, the statutes and North Carolina Administrative Code restrict the amount of density or impervious area that landowners and developers can place on these watershed properties. Depending on which watershed the property is located in, will determine the amount of impervious area that can be placed on these properties. In Mooresville, landowners and developers who wish to develop a property under the high-density approach are limited to the following densities. Landowners with developments in the Lake Norman Watershed 4 critical area are restricted to 50% density. Landowners with projects in the Lake Norman protected area may develop the projects up to 70% density. Now, as the Coddle Creek and Back Creek are Watershed 2 and are more protected than the Lake Norman watershed, landowners and developers are restricted to only 30% density on projects within those watersheds. However, North Carolina has recognized the need for leniency to allow for some of these lands to be developed in the most economically feasible fashion. The 2 main methods by which increased density is allowed to accomplish these goals are by density averaging and by the 1070 option.